In this video, we're going to go ahead and do the Unit 4 review. So it says, for the complex number I, such that I squared equals negative 1, what is the value of I to the fourth plus 2I squared? So what I would recommend in this problem is to go ahead and it tells you that I squared equals negative 1. So I to the fourth can be rewritten as I squared times I squared. 2 to the I squared is just 2 times I squared. So it tells you in the problem that I squared is negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 1 plus 2 times negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1 plus negative 2, which is negative 1. Option number B, or letter B. You can do this in your calculator as well, as long as the calculator is in the correct mode. So the mode needs to be the imaginary mode here. And when I type that in, I can do I, which is second decimal place, I to the fourth plus 2I squared, and it simplifies it for me to negative 1. So you can do it by hand or in the calculator. Next, this one, again, a similar problem. So 4 plus I squared. You could do it this way, 4 plus I times 4 plus I. But honestly, I would just use your calculator. It is faster to do it in the calculator. So 4 plus I, quantity squared, is 15 plus 8I, which is option J. So again, you can distribute. I would just recommend doing it in the calculator. It's a lot faster. Number 3, the balance of Joan's savings account tripled during the year. Joan then withdrew $500, resulting in a balance of $100. What is the balance of the account before it was tripled? So in this problem, we know that she had $100 left. So if we knew that she had $100 left and she withdrew $500, she had to start out with $600 because 600 minus 500 would be $100 left in her account. So she originally started with $600. So if she only had $100 left, she removed $500 of it. The balance before it was tripled, okay, she started with $600 after it was tripled. So to find out the account balance before it tripled, you take the starting amount and divide it by 3, which gives us 200. So she started with $200. That $200 tripled into $600. She removed $500 and she is left with $100. So this formula actually works. So before she started, we know that she at least had $600 after it was tripled. So 600 divided by 3 is 200. You could also use guess and check by plugging in your answer choices. All right, number 4, for what is the value of x? All you're doing is solving. So 2 times x is 2x minus 12 plus x equals 18. 3x minus 12 equals 18. When I add 12, I get 30. When I divide by 3, I get 10. So the answer is 10. Number 5, an earring manufacturing company has fixed cost of $10,000 per month and a production cost of 60 cents for each pair of earrings it makes. If the company produces X pairs of earrings in a month, which of the following expressions represents the total of the company's monthly cost? Anytime you're dealing with fixed costs and cost per something, we always use slope-intercept form. The letter B represents the fixed cost, something that doesn't change. The letter M represents the cost per something, like cost per earring, cost per, car payment, whatever it represents. So when you're plugging these into the problem, regardless of how much you make in your company, you have to pay $10,000 a month. So that represents the plus B part, the $10,000. Okay. Then it tells you that for each $10,000 or for each pair of earrings that your company makes, you have to pay 60 cents to make that. So that represents the slope. If you want to know how much your company will make, you would put in how many pairs of earrings you've created, and that would give you your monthly cost. So looking at the answer choices, they have just flipped them. They put this in y plus mx, like That's how they wrote theirs. Just to confuse you, the correct answer here is option D, because that is the same equation but flipped. So just be mindful, anytime you're working with fixed costs per item, things like that, you want to use slope-intercept form. All right, next page, number 6. Michelle went shopping for some clothes and found a pair of slacks that cost twice as much as a shirt she liked. If the total before tax for a pair of slacks and the shirt was $22.50, how much was the shirt before tax? So what I would recommend in this problem is it tells you that she spent $22.50, right, total. Okay, $22.50. So she adds pants plus slacks, and that comes out to a total of $22.50. Okay. The pair of pants cost twice as much as her shirt. So her pair of pants cost twice as much as the shirt cost. So to figure out how much her shirt costs, you have to first solve for S. So we know that pants cost double for a shirt. So 2S plus S equals $22.50. So when I combine, I get 3S equals $22.50. And when I divide both sides by 3, I get $7.50. So the shirt cost $7.50 before tax. Number 7, you've got this equation and it only has one solution for X. What is the solution? I'm going to make all of these denominators the same. So notice how they're 3 and 2. That means the common denominator is 6. So to get to 6 here, I would multiply 3 times 2. So that would mean I would multiply 2 times 2 to get 4. Okay, minus 3/6 equals 3/6 plus 4/6. So I've made all my common denominators 6. Since everything has a fraction, I'm going to go ahead and clear that fraction by multiplying everything by 6, which is going to cancel out every denominator. So I'm left with 4x minus 3 equals 3 plus 4. So 4x minus 3 equals 7. 4x equals 10. Oh, I left an x off. Just kidding. Oh my goodness. Scratch that. I left an x off, so see, it's very easy to make mistakes. So I'm going to subtract the 3x, so I'll get x minus 3 equals 4. Add 3, and I'll get 7. See, everybody makes mistakes. It's fine. All right, number 8. For each day on your newspaper route, you receive $10 plus a fixed amount for each newspaper you deliver. You currently earn $18 a day for delivering 80 newspapers. Today, you are assigned 20 additional newspapers per day. What is your new earning? So in this problem, we are still starting with y equals mx plus b. Still got to start there. We earn $10 a day, regardless of what we actually sell. Like, we make $10 a day, which would be represented by our fixed number of b. We currently make $18. Like, this is my total earnings. Anytime you're dealing with slope-intercept form, how much money you make will always be represented by y. We are delivering 80 newspapers. That is represented by x. We're trying to figure out how much money you make per newspaper. Because if you sell an additional 20, you have to know how much you make per newspaper. So I'm going to subtract 10, so I get 8 equals m times 80. When I divide both sides by 80, m is 0.10. So that means you earn 10 cents a newspaper. So now we can figure out how much money we're going to make because we know that we make an original of $10. Every newspaper I sell, I get 10 cents. And in this case, we're doing 20 additional newspapers. So 80 plus 20 is 100. Now I'm selling 100 newspapers a day. Well, to figure out how much that is, 0.1 times 10 is 10, plus another 10 is 20. So you earn $20 by selling 10 additional newspapers. Number 9. John Jones has decided to go into business producing and selling boats. In order to begin this venture, he must invest $10 million in his boat company. The cost to produce each boat is $7,000, and the selling price is $20,000. accounting for the cost of the production, plant, sorry, I misread that. Which of the following expressions represents the profit in dollars for which John will have when X boats are produced? So in this problem, he has invested $10 million. So when we're working with y equals mx plus b, he has lost $10 million already. Like, so it's negative. Like, he has spent that money. He's not earning money. He spent it. Now, each boat costs $7,000 to make, but he's selling them for $20,000 profit. Hopefully, you've been able to narrow it down to A or B by now. The difference between these is for each boat that he is selling, he sells them for $20,000, but he already spent $7,000, basically. So we're trying to remove the $7,000 it costs. So the profit that he is making is $13,000 per boat. And to figure out when he would break even, we would just be solving for y. So this is in the negative until he sells back $10 million worth of boats. So in this problem, we are subtracting the cost of the boat from how much we're selling it for, because we're making money back. Like, we're making that $7,000 back in here. So that's why you would subtract, and the answer would be A, because you're making that money back. All right, number 9. Go ahead and get my page turned. Which point on the standard xy coordinate plane is shown below at -3, 5? Well, -3, I would go in this direction. So automatically A, B, and C are gone. +5, I would be going up. So the answer is E. Just a basic coordinate plane question. Number 11. In three-dimensional space, the set of all points 12 units from the origin. In 3 dimensions, the 2 pieces that are gone, a circle is 2D and a line is 2D. Well, if I have a 3D shape, I've got a center. The location of this point is equal regardless of where I'm going. Well, a 3-dimensional circle is a sphere. So that answer is sphere. Number 12, if line P and Q intersect at 1, 3, line P and R intersect at 2, 5, what is the equation of line P? So in this problem, we need slope. So I'm going to do 5 minus 3 over 2 minus 1. For -2 over 1 equals -2. So my slope is, that should be positive. I'm sorry. I'm trying to rush through this. So +2. So my slope is 2. I want the equation of the line, so I'm going to use one of the points. So I'm going to pick this point, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 3 equals a slope of 2 times x minus 1. So y minus 3 equals 2x minus 2. Add 3, I would get y equals 2x plus 1. Option F. So it's just point slope form. It's just describing a scenario. Just point slope. Number 13, in the xy coordinate plane, a line passes through the point 3, 8 and has a slope of 2. What is the y coordinate of the point when the x coordinate is 6? Well, I have a point and a slope, so that means point slope. So y minus 8 equals 2 times x minus 3. The x coordinate is 6. So y minus 8 equals 2 times 6 minus 3. So simplifying here, when I add 8, I would get an answer of 14. So my y coordinate is 14. So you're just solving and substituting in. All right, on the last page, number 14. My page is flying around. Number 14 wants to know which equation represents the graph below. So first thing I would do is look at the y-intercept. So the y-intercept here is 200. So I'm looking for a positive 200 here. So this one counts. We're good. I don't know what that is. That one's out. That's negative. So we've got our points. Now we're asked to find the equation of the line. So I know that I have this point here, and this point of the y-intercept is 0 to 100. So now I'm going to do my slope. So 350 minus 200 over 300 minus 0. So 150 divided by 300 is 1/2. So a slope of 1/2 will be option J. So doing that problem, you need to find the y-intercept, take the 2 points and do slope, and that will tell you your equation. 15, which of the following lines has the same graph of this? So what I would recommend is looking at your answer choices and seeing if you can pull out a GCF. So if I'm looking at this problem, if I pull out a GCF of 2, I would be left with 2x minus 2y equals 12. So if I pull out a GCF of 2, let me erase that real fast. Oh, my whiteout is messing up. Oh no. What a sad day. That's what happens when you buy Dollar Tree whiteout, guys. So if I pull out a GCF of 2, okay, I would be left with exactly that equation. So the correct answer is J. I would just pull out a GCF. The GCF in this case is 2. If I divide everything by 2, I would get my original answer. All right, next. Which of the following has in slope-intercept form parallel to 2/3 x minus 2 and has the coordinates of 0, 6? Well, parallel means same slope, so I'm using 2/3. I've got my point 0, 6. So y minus y1 equals m, parenthesis, x minus x1. So in this problem, I know that here's my y minus 6 equals 2/3 x minus 0. Plug it in. Y minus 6 equals 2/3 x. Add 6. Y equals 2/3 x plus 6, which is option B. So I would recommend starting in point slope form and solving from there.